Hey, my friends, this is Evangelist Anita Fuentes with an Open Your Eyes People quick news update. As you can see here, this is raw footage. Repeat, this is raw footage of the United States and South Korean live fire exercises. The U.S. and South Korean troops, if you were not aware of it, are holding live fire exercises. As you can see, South Korea also announced that key parts of the THAAD missile defense systems were installed. This is a controversy right now in South Korea because of the THAAD missiles installation. Some South Koreans are protesting despite rising tensions with North Korea. They're concerned about another war. With that, I want to give you additional updates. North Korea putting out new video showing the White House in crosshairs. Let's see if we get this playing.
이 혁명무력은 즉시 선멸적인 타격을 가할 것이며 전면 전쟁에는 전면 전쟁으로 핵 전쟁에는 무리식의 핵 타격적으로 대응할 것입니다.
So that was the latest propaganda video coming from North Korea, clearly simulating an attack on the U.S. amid rising tensions between North Korea and the U.S. Again, this is Evangelist Anita Fuentes with an Open Your Eyes People quick news update. The Guardian has also reported North Korea nuclear threat should California start panicking. As rhetoric between North Korea and the U.S. ratchets up, should major cities on the West Coast be worried about a missile strike? Experts state the answer is tricky. It didn't need, folks, it doesn't need to be tricky. Get your houses in order and understand the times in which we are living in and seek God for your true peace and salvation. North Korea could pose nuclear threat, according to the Daily Mail, to Western Europe, warns Boris Johnson, but he's insisting military strikes against a regime are not the answer. Now, Boris Johnson is the foreign secretary, and he is cautioning that military strikes against the regime are not the best solution. In the meantime, Hawaii, threatened by North Korea now, the U.S. commander tells Congress is a major threat. The Pentagon needs to consider deploying new anti-ballistic missile systems and a defense radar to Hawaii to protect against a growing threat from North Korea, the top U.S. military officer in the Pacific told Congress yesterday. Folks, we are living in the last days. Please know that the day of the Lord is at hand. Give your lives to Christ. He is coming.
This is a Fox News alert. We will never stop our nuclear test. That is the message coming from officials in the People's Republic of North Korea this morning. The rogue nation saying it will continue to develop its nuclear arsenal in the face of U.S. confrontation. So how should the Trump administration respond? Let's talk to Fox News military analyst, former Lieutenant Colonel Ollie North. Ollie, good morning to you.
Good to see you, Steve.
Pretty significant yesterday that the White House bust in all 100 senators. They were told that the threat is very grave and urgent as well. Is that what you're hearing?
Yes, in fact it is. And it's wise to have done everything that the Trump administration has done so far, because it's very clear that Kim Jong-un, the only fat man in Korea, is preparing to do another nuclear weapons test, which will be, by the way, their 6th since they agreed never to do it again.
Yeah.
So, look, it's one of the poorest countries on earth. Grass is a vegetable in North Korea. The dwarf in the Hermit Kingdom is preparing for this test, and he's the only fat man in the country.
Yeah.
And you think about, he's very paranoid. He's eliminated all of his possible opponents, at least as far as he's concerned. And this is a Democratic People's Republic Iran joint venture operation, Steve. What you got is nuclear weapons and ICBMs capable of delivering them being developed in a joint venture with Iranians. That's where the money's coming from.
And Ollie, that is terrifying to us, but it's got to be terrifying to Kim Jong-un, the fact that all 100 senators went up to the White House yesterday, and the President of the United States is pretty good friends, he says, with the President of China.
Well, and that's a good sign. Look, the North Koreans not only have nuclear weapons and they're developing the means of delivering them, they also have a massive store of chemical and biological weapons. And so you have 10 million civilians in South Korea that are vulnerable right across the DMZ.
Ollie, the situation is dire. What does this president do?
This president needs to keep doing what he's doing, because the message is clear to the Chinese. He's reinforced our relationships with our allies in South Korea and Japan. He's deployed THAAD ballistic missile intercept batteries to both countries. The Carl Vinson is now in waters where it could strike targets in the People's Republic. What we need to do is hope that the Chinese, who are the only people with real leverage here, can convince Kim to stop, or, because they know all the players, they can go and tell somebody to take charge and replace him. We're not going to send a SEAL team into Pyongyang to lift the guy out and put him in a box.
We need China. All right. Ollie, thank you very much for your analysis.
You got it.